Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Farisyah Hidayah and I will explain about introduction. We have to create a design of a new township that require green building and infrastructure as part of the development. Management of a cost and finance are very important in order to prevent over budget and produce a low cost design of our new township. We want to construct a new township that require a green building and infrastructure part of development at Pago since there are more space area. In addition, this project estimate around 1.5 million. For this project, have you heard about a green building? A green building is one that minimizes or eliminates harmful effects on our natural environments during design, construction or operations. It can also have positive effects. Green building protect precious natural resource and raise our standards of living. The desire for a green homes is growing in popularity among homes owners, and green structures are currently hot real estate in Malaysia. The first thing to know about a green building is that it is made with the highest standards of water, energy and material sustainability. It has several criteria, which is energy efficiency, indoor environment quality, materials and resources, sustainable planning and management, water efficiency, and the last one is innovation. So now you already understand about a green building. For our project, we use the solar panel system. The sun is the source of the solar energy. The sunlight, which is made up a tiny unit of energy called photons, is converted into electrical by solar panel so that electrical loads can be powered. In addition to producing electricity for households and commercial solar electric system, solar panels can also be used for a wide range of other purposes. Our teams use WBS to make sure our construction goes smooth. Making WBS is a technique for separating project deliverables and tasks into their component parts, which are then combined to create a top-down order list that specifies the parts that must be constructed and their relationships. For several reasons, the work breakdown structure is a useful project management tool. WBS is suitable when working on a larger project or more complicated building section. Okay, now let's talk about cash flow. Cash flow is the change in the quantity of money that a company, institutions or person has. The FASA is used in finance to refer to the volume of money produced or spent over a specific periods of time. There are different forms of cash flow which diverse visuals function for running a business and performance financial analysis. It can be used by corporate management, analysis and investor to assess how effective a business can be generate cash to settle debt and control operating costs. In project financials, it has two sections which is debt and equity. Debt is a sum of money that one party borrow from another. Many business and individuals utilize debt as a means of financing significant purchase that they would otherwise not be able to make. A debt agreement permits the borrowing parties to borrow funds subject to the requirement that they will be repaid later, typically with interest. It has four types of debts, which is secured debt, unsecured, revolving, and installment. Next, raising money through the sales of share is the process of equity financing. Companies raise money because they can need it to pay expenses in the short terms or because they have a long-term objective and need money to invest in their expansions. Many different forms of equity findings exist, such as entrepreneurs, friends and families, investors, or an initial public offering (IPO). While the terms equity financing refer to the financings of public companies listed on an exchange, the terms also apply to private company financing.
Life cycle costing is the costing method that includes all costs over a product life cycle. We estimate the total product revenue and cost in its lifespan in order to make a decision. The company wants to make a profit in the long term, not only 1 or 2 years, so tracking the profit of each product is very important. There are several costs that are included in life cycle costing, which are research and design costs, marketing and advertising costs, training costs, production costs, and cost of disposal. Next, for the aspect of life cycle costing. A few factors needed to be taken into account when applying LCC in any company. To ensure that the LCC was completed entirely and successfully, these factors are crucial. Cost of the product and the inclusion of all upstream and downstream costs are the two primary issues that require more thought. These two considerations are essential to guaranteeing that LCC assists in choosing the optimal option. A product life cycle is classified into 3 stages. Stage 1 starts with LCC analysis planning. The life cycle costing process begins with development of a plan which addresses the purpose and scope of the analysis. It should define the analysis objectives, make the detailed schedule with regard to planning of time period for each phase, identify any underlying conditions or assumptions that might restrict the range of acceptable options to be evaluated, identify alternative courses of action to be evaluated, provide an estimate of resources required, and a reporting schedule for the analysis. For the next stage is stage 2, which is the life cost analysis preparation. The LCC model is reviewed and developed as a real-time or practical cost control mechanism as part of the preparation of the life cycle cost analysis. There might be changes on actual prices paid. The cost breakdown structure and cost elements may also need to be changed. Last stage is implementing and monitoring. In order to identify areas where cost savings may be possible and to offer feedback for future life cost planning activities, the actual performance of an asset during its operation and maintenance must be continuously monitored. Advantages of LCC include make additional savings and improvements, can modify future product costs at an extremely early stage, and we can understand how various materials or other cost components interact throughout the life cycle process. The disadvantages of LCC is that it is a data-intensive process. Other than that, value of the money written off towards the end of an asset's life cycle could differ from the value at the beginning. For the LCC analysis, we will start with the details of initial investment cost. So, initial investment cost is the planning and design cost, which includes design, construction, contractor, supervisor, project manager, construction financing consultant, equipment and furnishings, and inspection and testing. So, from the table attached, the total of initial investment cost is 1,132,100 ringgit Malaysia. So as we can see from the table attached, for operating and maintenance costs, the components are labor and material for maintenance and repairs, portable guardhouse cabin and office cabin, and also heavy duty cabin, storage container for waste materials, fire extinguisher and basic utilities. The total is 104,150 ringgit Malaysia. Next, for the disposal costs, the rates given for the disposal of construction waste using lorry dump truck 10 wheel including dumping fee is 135 ringgit. Since we have 1,000 unit of house, so we multiply it by 1,000, so the total is 135,000, and plus other disposal costs, which is 20,000, so the total is 155,000 ringgit Malaysia. For the last part of the life cycle cost calculation and analysis, we obtain the capital investment is 1,132,100. For lifetime operating and maintenance cost is 104,150 ringgit Malaysia, and disposal cost is 155,000. Using the formula of LCC, which is capital plus lifetime operating cost plus lifetime maintaining costs plus disposal cost and minus residual values. So the total life cycle cost is 1,391,250 ringgit Malaysia.
So basically in this project, we decide to design a single-story house with several green building characteristics. The method used in order to calculate the cost for this building are by tip and equity. The total cost for this project is 1,500,000. By the debt, we managed to take a loan from Bank Islam. So, first of all, we will make a loan with Bank Islam for about 300,000 for 2 years payment. Hence, the debt of the project will become 300,000, which is 20% from the cost. The equity of the project is 80% or 1,200,000, and the interest rate for this loan is 4.67%. So, from the calculation, we can see that the N is 2 years and I is 4.67%. So, for debt, we got 10.12%. Next is for the WACC calculation. So for equity, we got 1,200,000 ringgit, which is 80% from the cost. The debt is 300,000 ringgit. Cost of equity is 22%, cost of debt is 4.67%, and tax rate is 4.5%. And from the calculation of WAC, we got 14.33. Then, for the calculation of profit, first we will multiply the debt with bank interest, and we got 14,010 ringgit per year. We will calculate the value that we need to pay back to the bank, and we got 314,010 ringgit. And for the house, we will sell for about 2 million. For the profit, we will get by minus the price of the house with equity, and amount that we have to pay to bank is 485,990 ringgit. So next is for the calculation for inflows and outflow. First is inflows. We will add initial cost with bank per year, and we got 1.8 million, and initial cost add with profit, and we got 1,985,919 ringgit. So for outflows, we will divide actual cost with 2 years, and we got 566,050 ringgit, and actual cost divided by 4, we got 285,025 ringgit. So this is our cash flow for the project, which is start with our total cost 1.5 million and end with the inflows that we have been calculated, which is 1,985,990 ringgit. So, as the conclusion, the environmental advantage of green building are clear, but there are also strong arguments for using green building technique that you might not immediately think of. The budget include project costs, utilities, maintenance costs, service costs, and system replacement, and also construction cost estimation are 1,391,250 ringgit. As for the calculation for this building, we use the debt and equity method, and the total that we got for the cost is 1,500,000. So for debt part, we managed to get loan from Bank Islam, which is 20% or 300,000 from our total cost of the project, and bank interest rate for the bank is 4.67%. another 70% or 1,200,000 ringgit, we decide to sell the share to the public act as the shareholder for this project. So from the calculation, we got the profit is 485,990 after the sale.